do that. I'm just going to say a quick thing here. We're doing a blab show for Intuit Health this morning, and we're talking about anybody who has any questions, say to do with their health or someone who's passed and they want to speak to their loved one. Are you having trouble with your video? I see you're there, but you're dark and I can't hear you. Hi, Greg. How are you? Hamza, I hope I'm saying that right. I see that you're on video, but I can't hear you, or there might be a pop-up labs asking permission to use your webcam. Greg, I'll be right with you because I want to understand what's going on with the video here. There isn't a pop-up on my end. Can you allow the video to work on your side? Okay, I'm going to do an experiment. Isis, can you get on your phone and see? Yeah. I'm going to have my daughter check to see if it's a problem on my side, to see if she can come on. So as soon as I come on. What? If I do come on, just mute me. Okay. Oh, okay. We're gonna try it out for my daughter. There she is. Okay. Whoops. I gotta shut off her. Okay. So Hamza, it has something to do with your video. Maybe you want to back out and try again. Greg, the readings that I do, I'm an intuitive healer and reader and medium. So if it's something that you can think of that you want to know about, basically I will try to help you. I do medical intuitive things, such as if you have any physical or emotional issues, I can look into your energy and see. Yeah, I'm sorry, Hamza, there's something. Let's try again. I can look into your energy and see the energy of what's going on. So say you have a bad back, your back hurts. I can look in and see how it affects your body, and also the energy of the emotional trauma maybe that started it. So I can work the whole process between figuring out why the pain started and then help you resolve it so it's not an issue anymore. Okay, so do you have a more direct question, Greg? And I'm also a medium, so if you have someone who's passed, I like, my favorite part of that is doing grief counseling, because people come and are, really bothered with their the passing of a loved one, and a lot of times just being able to speak to them and understand their perspective from the other side gives people an ease in their heart and an ability to let go of some of the grief. It's a deeper understanding. I don't know if anybody out there has, gone to a person who does that, who works as a medium, or has spoken to one about a loved one. But the most profound part for me is when we leave, it's an amazing thing how clear everything is. So when you speak to someone on the other side, they have different ideas and different possibilities almost for you, because they're not hindered by all the bullshit that we have here, all the addictions to everything. One of the things that I experienced when I was invited, it's a long story, but I was invited to the other side by this person that I helped, and to watch how we as humans are so addicted to being human. Everything, if you imagine like your coffee in the morning, you get ready to drink your coffee and all the things that happen, the smell, the feeling of, I just love this cup of coffee. It can be something so simple. It doesn't have to be drugs, alcohol, and all the normal, addictions that we have that make profound changes to us. Oh, is he trying to send me something? So it's a different idea of the information that we get from the other side, and it's very, very helpful to how to proceed with our life here. So Greg says, my business partner and I have created a program we call The Journey to support practitioners to live their highest quality life and build your business. Okay, Greg, so if you want to, no, I am not, I am definitely not one of the normals. If you want to, just send me an email with your information, and if there's something that you wanted to talk about or something, an opportunity, then I'll contact you and we can explore that. So who else is here? It's hard working with Blab. You have a lot of people coming in and saying hi, and I don't want to miss out on anybody. CJ, I think I said hello to you when you first came in. And Hamza, I'm sorry, I don't know. I guess we can't get you up on the video. But if anybody else would like to take a seat, you're welcome to.
Oh, I'm still on. Oops.
That's okay. That's okay. That's nice, Greg. It's nice to meet other people that understand your language, and I guess that's part of the reason why I want to really get myself out here to explain to people. Oh, that's good. Thank you. Yeah, it's nice to get out there and explain to people this side of things, because what comes to mind for me is there are a lot of people out there like us, that believe in things beyond the physical, but there is also a lot of judgment sometimes when someone is coming from this perspective, that there's so definite, like, wrong and right things. If some people may feel like they know better because they see more, they see deeper. But I like to come from the perspective that there almost isn't a wrong, there isn't a wrong and a right, because when we leave here, I believe that we just look back at the whole experience, and there really isn't a determination of we did this wrong or we did that wrong. It's about the experience and how we grew from that experience. So I want to be careful to just let people know that although the people like me that can see beyond that table, that chair, that person, there is that gray area, that good and the good and the bad, the positive and the negative. But in the end, it all doesn't matter. All it matters is that we enjoyed our experience and lived fully every minute. So I've been talking a lot. Is there anybody out there that has a question that wants to come and join on the video?
I'm sorry for the beeping.
I don't have any particular help questions for myself, but I'm going to speak louder. So I don't have any particular help questions for myself, but I wouldn't mind coming on to talk as long as that wouldn't block anybody else's question. Of course, come on, there's 3 seats, and right now I'm sitting here by myself. So it's always nice, and it makes the show more interactive too if someone is up on video. So come on up. That would be great. No, I'm not by myself. I mean, this block, we're all alone in this block. Okay, so until you come up, I'm going to talk a little bit more. Okay, everybody has prepared to come up on video. My website is Intuit Health. You can see up on my name, it says Intuit Christina, but Intuit Health is my website, and all of my work pretty much is done virtually. So I have a virtual office, and I do readings with a private appointment, but also most days I have an open door clinic that you can just come to the website. It's a little bit of an app to download the first time, and then you can just come on in and ask your questions. I usually do a 15-minute session for $25, and then if we need to speak more, we can always extend into a regular appointment. So let's see. We're still. Thank you, Bumi, for sharing my word. This is my daughter Isis with the beautiful, beautiful blue hair. If I could give her props on my own thing, I would, but I can't because it doesn't let me. Oh, it does.
No, that was.
Oh, that was someone else. Thank you. I sound like a weirdo.
You are, Mom.
Okay.
You are.
My pleasure, sis. She's talking to you. I am a weirdo.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, okay, here we go.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to the land of the not normals.
That's my favorite place to be.
Yeah.
So where are you located?
I'm in Canada.
I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, cool. Right on.
So, how do you fit into this whole thing? Like, what was your experience? How did you come into?
Yeah. Well, I've probably been, no one's been able to sense things and feel things in people my whole life. I just didn't know. I just thought I was crazy. It did. I mean, part of it was I didn't. I lived with I was married to a woman with schizophrenia for 34 years. So.
Oh, that's very interesting.
It was really because of that experience. I really couldn't allow myself to really pursue it. But that's changed. So, I'm just take it one day at a time and just explore things. So, I've been a business coach for 30 years. Formally for 24 years. Retired for 5 years. Decided I'm not done. I'm an author. So I've done a lot of different things. Now I've connected with a fellow here in Canada. We're in Red Deer, Alberta, kind of like in the Texas of Canada, in the oil country. And so what we've done is put together a program to support practitioners locally to help them to step into live their highest quality life so they can serve their community and support themselves.
Nice. That's very nice. Do you have a website or is there?
If
you could type.
Sorry.
If you don't mind typing it into the message box, and that way I'm recording the session so I can go back and check it out for you.
Yeah, well, and the thing is what's happened is we've been doing it just with practitioners locally.
Hi, CJ.
But we want to. We think that we figured out how we can develop the program to reach people,
other people,
around the world, people like yourself, because we have some. I've got the business experience, and Rick has my partner Rick has about the same amount of experience in all kinds of holistic therapies.
Right. So, well, why don't we? I'm gonna come visit you when we get done.
Awesome.
And I'll visit your website and maybe we can talk about things because I'm always interested in spreading the word any way that I can. My own and also other people's. So.
Yeah, I'll give you my. I'll get you a link to my Facebook. Our Facebook page. It's probably got because the journey.how just says just articles. We haven't really done much. It's more of like a blog. Okay.
I'm going to cut you short though because I want to kind of focus.
Absolutely.
So I just was have to be stern while I'm here.
All right. Well, listen, you've got someone else that wants to come on and do a reading.
Right. But you're welcome to stay and chat. It's nice to have a whole bunch of people to talk with. So
yeah, go for it.
Please stay. Hi, CJ. Is that you? Should I call you CJ?
Oh, sure. CJ is fine. Yeah.
Okay. How are you?
I'm still good. Thank you.
That's good.
Like I said, it's late afternoon over here. I'm Dutch, actually.
We were talking on New Year's Day. My daughter said, it's already New Year's other place. And I think she said Europe. It's already New Year's in Europe. So.
Yeah. Well, what time zone are you in?
Eastern.
Oh, yeah. That's a 6-hour difference then. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 11:20 here.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, and I think Australia is always first. Sydney is always first. Oh, actually, no. There's some little island in the Pacific that actually is the first every time. But I always forget which island it is.
I can't remember either. I know even just figuring out the time zone with Australia, I have to do like 4 hours, but this way and that. I don't know. I know. So did you have a question or anything, or did you just want to?
Well, yeah, like I said in chat, I don't have any particular. I'm not seeking for help or advice. I just find it interesting. I've had I used to have a friend. I mean, it's not like she's not my friend anymore. We just lost touch a little. We grew out of touch a little.
Okay,
That's
you have to explain.
yeah. So and she was convinced of having, well, let's call it psychic abilities herself. And we talked about it a fair bit. I'm always open to it, but to be honest, I wasn't really convinced that she did anything out of the ordinary herself. But
Right.
let's put it that way. I visited. We just had an evening. I visited her at her home, and at one point, she tried to show me that she could influence, like she had a plant, a big plant in her living room, and she tried to show me that she had like an energy connection. She could influence, make it grow, stuff like that. And well, she put her hands.
Did it grow in front of your eyes?
No, it didn't. Well, she put her hands over the plant basically, and she said, "Look, it's moving." And the plant, the leaves were like swaying a little bit, but all I could see was just that she moved her hands as well. So it seemed to me that it was just the air.
Right.
So I just wonder if there are some people who genuinely use these abilities. Some people may think they're using this, but aren't actually using it. It just interests me how one would tell the difference between that.
A lot of different things come to mind when you say that. Going just to the simple fact about the whole plant thing, if you think about everything is energy, that's physics, right? Like there's certain things about what I do that are science, even though it's hard to prove sometimes. Everything is energy. So a plant, I have known a lot of people who feel they can help a plant, just like a person, heal with their energy or intention, right? You focus your energy on something, and sometimes that will help it feel better. A mother and a child is a really good example. Are there people out there that claim they can do stuff and can't? Absolutely. Because there's so many other motivations to say you can do something like that. Your ego, money, to be recognized, right? But for me, I've seen crazy things, unbelievable things, the things that I've experienced, the things that I've seen for the past 20 years. And even when something amazing happens, like the light shut off at the same instant, I need clarification that there's somebody in the room that I can't see. That minute, it's profound. 5 minutes later, did it really happen? I need to see it again, because I still don't believe it, even though I see it all day long. So the whole proof thing is a hard thing to prove sometimes, but also the work that I do, the readings that I do, there is absolute proof, because when someone says to me, my head hurts, and I say it's on the left side and it feels like this, then there's your proof. Because how would I know that if you live 1,000 miles away and I can tell you about the way you feel? Or if I dream quite often about people that I know, and I can wake up and call someone and say, did you do this last night? And they'll say, yeah, how do you know that? Because I dreamt about it. So for me, the proof is in the evidence. The proof is in the clarification, or in the there's a word I'm trying to think of. If you see something, or you feel something and then you get goosebumps all over, it's a, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's a
Experience.
What?
Experience?
No. Like a clarification. What's the word? I can't think of the word.
Just left over there.
Sorry. But
do you mean clairvoyance?
no. Confirmation.
Oh, right. Okay.
You know what I mean? You can get the confirmation. If you're working with a good healer or a good intuitive, there's usually not too much room for wonder if it's for real or not. I guess that's what I'm saying. Because if someone really knows what they're doing and have really perfected their craft, they're going to tell you things that they wouldn't know unless they were seeing stuff that other people can't see, if that makes sense. Because I can't tell you how many times I've done a reading and I couldn't know it. I couldn't know. Last week I did a reading for someone, her husband had died, and her son, well, I didn't even know, her son had kind of disappeared after his dad died. He died when he was 16. The son was about 30 now. He can't stay home. He's always like wandering around. Mom never knows where he is. But I didn't know this. But what I saw in my reading was this young boy pulling up the ground, showing me somebody was under the ground, and it was his father. And then as a grown man, he was going through the pockets of his dad, and in his pockets, he showed me a coin that looked like a Alcoholic Anonymous's chip. It's like a round coin, and like a horned instrument, like a trumpet. And come to find out, the dad had died of cirrhosis and went to AA all the time, but couldn't really get with the program. And the son played the trumpet. Huh. So like all those things, I wouldn't, how would I know that? I didn't even know, I had never met this person before in my life. So if you have a reading like that, you can still doubt, but there's got to be seeds that tell you maybe this person is actually seeing stuff that is below the surface. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess. So if I could summarize it, it would be the accuracy of either a reading or the accuracy of a diagnosis. That would tell you the difference between when it's real and when it's not real. That's basically the gist. Yeah. Because
if you're still left thinking, I'm not sure about this, I don't really know, or if you're using your own intuition that everybody has and your gut is kind of telling you this doesn't feel right, then listen to your own intuition as much as the person that's talking to you. Because if you're with someone...
I just want to say congratulations. I really applaud you for taking the time to explain this and answer these questions, because I can tell you that from my experience in my life, I respect people who explain how they do things and how to know whether something's working, because all of this is very experiential. It's not, you can't even think about it and analyze it because there's nothing to analyze.
Right. There's no proof. And like I said, I've had so many, I can't even tell you the stories of so many times I've had proof, and I'm right in it. And a few minutes later, I'm doubting what really happened, because you can't take it home with you. You know what I mean? You can't put it in a drawer and say, I had this experience. It's gone as soon as it's there. Right. That's why we're addicted to this human experience, because we can stick everything in a drawer and save it for later. Even emotions and experience about relationships and all of that.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
In the drawer. I love that.
Right. We all do that. But as far as the amazing stuff that nobody can touch, you can't save it. You can only save it as a memory. And for some odd reason, even the memory gets a little dull unless it's a real profound experience. So yeah, go with your own gut feeling. If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not right. If you leave a reading and you say, holy shit, how did she know that? Or how did he know that? This really made it. It should make a difference in your life. And that's one of the best things about the work that I do. I'll walk away. Even I did a podcast a couple of weeks ago, and there was call-in questions. It was with someone else. And I knew that I made a difference in the people's lives that called or like came in or asked questions or whatever, because they leave feeling better or more relieved or different than when it started. So if you don't have that experience with whoever you're working with, then it's not the right place for you. Right? Because even if the person isn't really, really good with what, like being able to see things, but they may intuitively know the right thing to say to you at that moment. You know what I mean? You might bring in an experience into your life with exactly what you need to hear.
Christina, can I ask you a question? So what makes
Sure.
for a good candidate, a good client for you? What makes for, how can people show up? Because I'm sitting here kind of thinking, well, what would I want to know? And I'm not quite sure how to even approach it because I've never met someone like that. All right.
Sorry. So, all right, just to make sure I understand your question.
Well, I don't have a burning question right now, but how does, what kind of things do people come with? Is it a general thing? Is it a specific thing?
I think I understand what you're asking. I have two different people that come to me. One who have a very specific thing. My son committed suicide. I want to understand what happened and what are they doing now. Or I have a chronic problem with attracting bad relationships into my life. Why and what can I do about that?
Okay.
So those two things on that side, like a specific question. The other time, someone might just say, I've been really curious about this. I don't really have a specific question, but can you give me a general reading? And a general reading is I just look at someone in the funny part is a general reading and a specific reading usually begins the same, because when I look at someone, whatever's on top, I'm going to see first. Whatever they need to address first is what I'm going to see. So they may have a question about, which I dreadfully hate someone. The biggest, worst question is, am I going to meet the person I love, and who is it, and when am I going to get married? I get that question all the time. I don't like to do those questions. But any reason that someone comes, I'm going to see the first thing that's on top. So if they have a question about, is my dog was hit by a car, is he going to be okay? I may look at that person and I may see a red area in their left pelvic area, and they may have a problem with an ovary. So I'm going to see what's on top first. But people come to me for general or a specific question. So it could just be to begin with kind of entertainment. Hey, I heard you did this work, and let's just see what comes up.
So for example, one of the things I've had my whole life on and off is eczema. And I've intuited that when it flares up, I need more water, and I drink more water, and it solves the problem. So I don't know if you have any, whether that's too much information or if that's something you can work with or not.
What I'm doing on here is I'll do a very short answer, and then if you want more, we can talk off the air.
Sure.
That makes sense. So this is the weirdest part for me because I have to be quiet for a minute. So just bear with me for a second because I got to kind of go inside to look. I see two things. Is the
Yes.
eczema on your hands? Okay. So CJ here, that's one thing, like kind of a little bit of proof. Do you see what I'm saying?
Got to have a sense of humor about this stuff. It's not that serious. Although it was very serious when I had a bowel surgery in 2014, but at the same time, I knew everything was going to be okay, and it was, and they just removed it, and it didn't spread, and I mean, I knew all that. Right,
but the thing, so I'm seeing the eczema on your hands, but I also see you mentioned water, right? That you feel like you need to drink water, but I'm going to go back and look, but there is definitely a thing about water with you. Hold on. Are you, this is completely different from the drinking water thing, but are you a person who loves the ocean? Because there's a feeling like you need to go do that for yourself. And salt for your hands, if you use something like a high quality sea salt, Himalayan salt, or something like that, it feels like if you were to use that in your, like maybe put your hands in the sea salt for 5 minutes a day, it will help remedy that keeps coming back.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I go to the ocean, when I go on vacations, I go to the ocean, totally clears up.
Yeah. So there's two things there. One, use the sea salt for your hands at home, and I keep seeing like a good quality, like Himalayan type, like good quality salt. But also get yourself to the beach because that's part of your nature to be in the salt water. It not only heals your skin, but it's like a soul food for you. Hi, Brian. Yeah, it's a good place for you to it's soul food, and it's also a good place for you to think.
A better understanding of what you do now. That's great.
You're welcome. Thanks. Brian, there's an empty seat if you'd like to come and join us. I have about 10 more minutes because my clinic opens at noontime. And I need to go drink some water. I started my day off because I was running with a cup of coffee, which I know that's not the best thing to start your day off with. You have the water, then coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is this morning. Well, I don't understand what that.
It said hi, but your mouse is over it, so it looks weird.
Oh. That's better. My mouse was over your hi. Hi.
I'll say goodbye now and CJ, wish you well and thank you. I appreciate that. And I followed you and look forward to hearing more from you.
All right. Yeah, definitely. I will. I have your email. I'll give you some love.
Anything I can do to support you, please just reach out.
All right. I will definitely.
Bye for now.
I will definitely. Thank you.
Cool.
Bye.
So would you like to do something general with me? Just see how it goes?
Sure.
Sure.
Just to see what comes up? Sure. Okay. The first thing I see is boxing. Does boxing, well, I see boxing, and I also see like two women. So my first question is, do you go to the gym and box, or is there anything to do with boxing in your life that is important to you?
No, there isn't.
Because it feels lighthearted. It doesn't feel like you're fighting, but it feels more lighthearted. And then I see two women. So I don't know if there's a, and you have to understand, when I'm working with someone on a general, like it's a general reading, so there's nothing specific, and I don't know you yet, it's a whole bunch of things come up at once. So we have to kind of muddle in them for a minute to understand, what it's about. But the two women, I don't know if you're deciding between two women or if you have a girlfriend and your mom, like it looks like you're in between two women and having some difficulties. Does that make any sense?
Honestly, I'm trying to think about any two women that I would know in my life, but honestly, not know.
Okay, hold on. Have you had a very happy life, like your childhood has been happy?
Sure, nothing too dramatic or traumatic.
Right. Because what I'm seeing is that, like, almost skating through. This is what I'm seeing in my head. It feels like you've gone through your life. I see things like you on a bike and flowers and surrounded by people. Like, it just looks like you've had a blessed life. Oh, okay. But the whole boxing thing, there's a piece of you that fights against that notion that you've been kind of graced with a happy life. Like, sometimes you're looking for something that says it hasn't been as good as it actually has been. I know this is kind of complicated.
So are you waiting for me to comment? Oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
I need some interaction
I'm just
here.
trying to be neutral, just not to like model your to influence
at all.
Anything, right? So I was just trying to be neutral. Okay, what was it again? So the boxing the boxing that seemed literal at first it's now connected to like fighting against the type of life that I've had. Is that what you're saying?
You're doing what I said right now.
What? Sorry?
So pretend that we're here just having fun. Okay. We're just having fun. And what happened? So you're a complete stranger, and I'm looking into your energy. I know nothing about you. So to begin with, I'm going to just see images and symbols that I have to start to decipher to understand what I'm saying, what I'm supposed to say to you. So at the beginning, it's kind of abstract. I see pictures. I saw pictures. Do you have sisters?
I don't.
Okay. I see pictures of you with whoever these women are. And I also see pictures of boxing, but it wasn't this aggressive type boxing. It was more lighthearted. So what should be easier, Jacob? So yes, it should be easier. I agree. It's usually easier. But sometimes it's not so easy to like just go into someone that you don't know and try to pick up the nuances. You know what I mean? So there has to be an interaction back and forth. So whatever message I'm supposed to give you comes through. And I think in this process, and this is something, if you look at what I said about like the happiness, your life has been, it seems, a very lighthearted, graceful experience for you compared to other, I mean, you're still a human on earth and a lot of it is hard, but you're resistant to that. You're resistant to just sitting back and enjoying what you have. That's what it feels like. And I think that's what the whole boxing thing is, because if I see a picture of a boxer but they're not really fighting, it's more lighthearted, then I have to figure out what the hell that means. You know what I mean? This work, when I look at someone, I don't know how old you are, 20
Thank
something,
you.
I'm thinking. However old you are, all that stuff that you've done up until now is all stored inside of your cells. So as a person outside that does have the ability to see inside, I got to figure out what the hell is going on with all those millions of memories that you have and what's the most important thing. So when I'm speaking, you know, the first things that I see, we have to kind of work it out to figure out what you need to know. Does that make sense? Because I can feel your doubting of whether like what we're talking about is valid or not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Trying to approach it with an open mind, but undecided. That's basically it. Yeah.
Okay. So my advice to you is when you're approaching life, don't fight the good shit. That would be my advice. When you leave here, and I want you, if you can, like you can follow me or just save my information and get back to me in a little while. If at some point in the next couple of weeks, you think to yourself, oh, I remember she said that, and I should just sit back and enjoy this and not fight it. That's my words to you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. I'm gonna type it out. Sit back and enjoy life. Don't fight it. Okay.
Hey, a fellow Dutch person just came on, I think.
Just like a little pup.
I wasn't talking about the dog, actually. I was talking about somebody who just came into the room.
I see it.
I've seen some Dutch words in his description.
Yep, I see it. So, is there anybody else that wants to come on for a few minutes or have any questions?
I can go off. I think I've been on for long enough. Thanks for it.
Oh, I really enjoyed your company, and I also enjoyed your you know, the other aspect of, I don't want everybody to come on and just say, hey, great, this is great, and I believe it 100%. You know, I enjoy the other side of it. Cool. So that we can talk it out. And if by any chance, you know, in the next little while, you think about what I said and it made a difference, just, you know, give me a shout back so that I know that you're feeling it and you're not just, you know, walking away feeling like I'm not quite sure about all this.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for your openness. Much appreciated.
All right.
Okay, bye.
All right. No problem. Thank you. Have a great night.
Yep, it's just that night.
I know. All right. Sit back. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I think we had a really good morning, and I'm going to open my virtual clinic at 12 o'clock. You're very welcome, Greg. Thank you for coming on, and I will be in touch. My website, peace to you too, intoithealth.com. And if you click on the virtual classroom, the clinic is open from 12 to 4. Also come in with any questions. And I also have an almost daily blog if you want to come and give that a read or sign up for my email notifications also. And I'm on all the social media. Just come looking for me, Christina Lawton, Intuit Health or Intuit Christina. I hope everybody has a really, really good day. Thank you for showing up. Bye.